I'm going to just quickly cut across to Mr. Pawan Khera as well, Chairman, Media and Publicity Department, All India Congress Committee. Mr. Khera, just a short while back, Mr. Raman Malik from the BJP has actually blamed the likes of your own party, which have fomented the trouble or the violence in the state of Haryana.
Preeti, I didn't watch what he said, but I'm shocked if that's true. When riots take place, there is an opening chapter to a riot. What's the opening chapter? The opening chapter is the kind of narrative that they float in the society. So that narrative acts as trigger. So it's not the first time. I mean, you see, whether it's Pehlu Khan, whether it's Kanhaiya Lal, whether it's Akhlaq, you have examples of the narrative preceding it and the narrative following it. And please focus on the narrative first. And that's why I keep complaining, not to your channel, but to several other channels, that for God's sake, don't become pawns in the hands of the government to spread the kind of narrative which leads to such events, which leads to widening of fault lines. What is happening is that this government takes advantage of fault lines and widens them, creates new fault lines, and then they cry wolf. This is a typical toolkit of the BJP. And I'm not surprised that they are resorting to it just before elections again.
But Mr. Khera, you know, the flip side of that is with something that your party has been charged repeatedly, that for over years, because of the allegations of favoring a particular community or appeasement, you've created this kind of atmosphere which sees this belligerent kind of regional or a belligerent kind of communal hatred that has come into play.
Preeti, give me examples of where is this coming from? This mythical appeasement that they keep hurling on us, these accusations, where is that appeasement? What appeasement? If we follow the constitution, if we follow the secularism, the principle of secularism in letter and spirit, what's so wrong in that? That's our country. That we are proud of being secular. I mean, why should we be apologetic for following the constitution of India? It's the Prime Minister's job. He's taken oath of the constitution. He has to come and explain why is he not following, why is he not adhering to the tenets of the Constitution of India. Tell us that the Constitution is wrong. It's a piece of paper which should be thrown in the dustbin. Yes, okay, then let's have a debate on that. But for God's sake, as long as the Constitution is there, have some respect for the Constitution instead of blaming others for following the Constitution.
But Mr. Khera, I'll ask you one quick question. I'll ask you one quick question before I let you go. Mr. Raman Malik, just give me a minute. I'm coming right back to you. One quick question, Mr. Khera. The fact is, when you talk about honoring the Constitution, do you not take any responsibility, is the charge, of creating an atmosphere which has seen such a toxic sense of communal division, which has led to so much hatred? Because there has been a community which actually feels they never got their due, even if it is the majority under your term.
Preeti, for the last 9 years plus, who's been in power? Both in Haryana and in the center. What are they talking about? Who's creating the atmosphere? Who controls all the media? Who controls the social media? Who controls all the institutions of the country? And then they have the cheek to blame the Congress party? I don't understand this logic. Who are they talking about? भाई या तो आप कह दीजिए कि आप कमजोर हैं, पूरी सत्ता है, 303 सीटें हैं, डबल इंजन है, सब कुछ है, फिर भी कंट्रोल नहीं कर पा रहे, फिर भी नैरेटिव किसी और का चल रहा है, ये कोई मान सकता है? Who will believe this? Nobody will believe this. It's your government everywhere. You control all institutions. You control propaganda machinery. And then you blame others for spreading a narrative. Where is our narrative? Our narrative doesn't get any platform.
All right. Mr. Khera, appreciate you joining us. Mr. Raman Malik, there have been pointed questions, sir, that have been asked of you. Ours, while your state is still burning, it's still burning. We can't really get into whataboutery, and especially standing up for absconders, sir, who are charged with murder.
I am not standing for anybody. I am standing for justice and the Constitution of India. My simple point is, when their MLA gives an open threat, the same way that you are accusing Monu Mane, sir, it's not whataboutery, it is comparing apples to apples. Then, at the same point, when he is the custodian of the fate of people in that constituency, has he fulfilled that?
Sir, I would think, not because it's a party or the other, but I would think a man who's accused of murder is very different than somebody who's given a threat. Okay. Jasmine Shah wants to come in for 20 seconds and I'm wrapping up there. Jasmine Shah.
ममन खान के चार्जशीट देखिए मैम.
BJP would do well to look at just their adjoining state, which is Punjab, where there is an Aam Aadmi Party government. We know that this is a border state, a very sensitive state.
Okay.
Yet, did you ever hear about any riot of even half of a nature like what we are seeing
All
in
right.
Haryana today? No.
Okay. Raman
Because
Malik
there is
wants
an
to come
honest
in. Raman Malik,
government.
20
You do not
seconds. Let's not
play-
get into personal attacks and wrapping up the show, sir.
But with such a strong government, you still cannot control your own state. And
People
today you are
where
giving-
lawlessness is there. There are drugs, the sand mafia problem, the looting, and above of that, your own MLAs are,
Okay.
they are expecting money out of people.
All
And
right.
you
You know,
are
that's